Hi there. My name is Nathan Bourne. I'm the founder and CEO of MyCORE, and I'm excited to spend a few moments with you and share with you a little bit about who we are and why we exist and what we do and how you can get involved. I want to tell you a little bit about my story so you can kind of know where I come from and kind of where I've been, where I am, where we're going, and I hope it resonates with you. So I'll start there. I am from a really big family. I'm the fourth of nine children. My parents were married young at 18 and 19 years old, and they went right into the baby making business. It is a fruitful business, but not a very lucrative one. So we grew up without. We grew up poor, frankly. And that was tough. That was a struggle. Not sure if you can relate to that. Maybe you grew up rich and wealthy. Um, if so, it's good for you. I hate you. I'm joking, but if you've struggled before, if you've seen struggle, then you probably know that it instills a certain level of grit, what you might call like a survivorship in you. It gives you this sort of different approach to life. And I'm thankful for a lot of that. I'm thankful mainly for the important things that my parents taught us to love people and to have a relationship with God and to, put others before um, ourselves. And what kind of made that story interesting was that we did have this social capital, if you will. We were good at sports. We weren't the worst looking people in the world. We were involved in our community and our church. And so we kind of knew how to operate in society, but we would go home and have a lot of struggles, like maybe the power would be turned off or, we were low on food. So I grew up with this sort of keen understanding of I'm going to have to do something about this at some point. And I figured that school and sports would be the meal ticket to transcend that world. So I locked into that and I did quite well. I took my studies very seriously. I took my athletics very seriously. And I graduated high school in 2006 with all kinds of options. I was being recruited to Harvard and Stanford and the University of Pennsylvania and the like, and ended up going to UPenn. And I wrestled there Division I, went to an Ivy League school. But what's interesting is that in the summer of 2006, I got bit by the entrepreneurial bug, right? I had this idea for a business, for a brand, for a company. Me and my best friend started it, and I went into college really being an entrepreneur and did that all through school while balancing my athletics and my academics. I was building this company. And then in 2009, I had an opportunity to get involved with another company that was kind of like owning a business within a much larger business, kind of similar to what MyCORE is constructed like and set up like. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to take a break from school. I'm going to focus on helping my family back home, getting finances in order, and I can always go back to school. I am still on that break. So, as the Ivy League dropout that I am, I put my head down and I went to work. And I had a 7-year career with that company. So thankful for it because it led me to launching MyCORE. It also taught me personal development and professional development and leadership development. All of my personal growth really originated in that season of life from age 20 to 27. Then in 2016, at age 27, I had this light bulb moment and I thought, there's something we could do here. And it was the original version of MyCORE. And I want to tell you a little bit about that because it leads into where we are today and where we're going moving forward. And I think you're going to be stoked about it. I think you're going to be really excited. Chances are the person that asked you to watch this video is so excited about it that they can't even quite put it into words. And they've maybe tried to tell my story, tried to tell the MyCORE story. So I've been asked by the team, hey, they want to hear it from the horse's mouth. Apparently I'm the horse, and I'm going to share that with you. So at the time, back in 2016, January to be exact, I had this thought, which was, what if we put employee benefits all in one place? And we stopped the fragmentation and the siloing that typically occurs where you have multiple vendors sort of competing to get to the employees to sell them products. And what if we looked at the process itself, the experience itself, and we innovated it? We put it in modern technology, we choreographed the subject matter experts, and we delivered a benefits package that wasn't about selling products, but that was about advising and educating the marketplace. It went really, really well. Our first 3 years, we grew and grew and grew. And what we learned in that process was these same fragmentation, these same silos that occur in employee benefits also occur in payroll and HR and really the entire employee experience. So what I did was I reestablished the company. I launched it as MyCORE Incorporated, October 2nd, 2018. You can see it on my flag behind me where it says EST 2018. And it was under an evolved model of not just employee benefits, but payroll, benefits, and HR, and the combination thereof. And at that time, most entrepreneurs were building technology, right? They were building platforms. I wasn't. We weren't. And people thought we were crazy for it, right? They said, what do you mean you're not building tech? I mean, that's where all the money's at. That's where the venture capital is. It's in SaaS, software as a service. And my thesis was and is the world doesn't need another tech company. The world needs service as a software, not software as a service. In other words, people don't want to talk to a live chat or a bot or sit on hold for 38 minutes or read a support article and try to figure it out on their own. The DIY game is dead. Now the companies like MyCORE that are bringing advisory and bringing service to the marketplace, specifically the Main Street marketplace, are the ones that are growing and scaling and winning. So to fast forward to kind of now, what we've done is we've actually evolved even further to where we're able to address businesses' needs at the employee experience level with a brand and a solution we call ProfitChair. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that story because it's kind of fun. And then the digital marketing, which is MarketChair. And you might be hearing me going, wait, are you saying ProfitShare and MarketChair? Or are you saying ProfitChair, like the thing you would sit on and MarketChair? Well, let me tell you about it, because we decided about 18 months ago that we were going to take this love we had for Main Street and we were going to expand upon it, and that we weren't just going to solve the internal challenges of the business. It wasn't going to be just centered around the employee experience, payroll and benefits and HR and onboarding and hiring and firing and employee handbooks and employee engagement and incentive plans and profit sharing and kind of just all the things that make up the employee experience. We weren't going to stop right there. We were also going to serve these businesses to build their brands, to build their digital presence, to bring clients on, to really curate and build an infrastructure for their customer or client experience the same way that they were choosing us to build that same experience for their employees. But MyCORE has evolved into a lot of things. We've launched a podcast. We're playing in the media space. We do philanthropy. It was starting to become kind of a mouthful. It was MyCORE this and MyCORE that. And I didn't want to create this like trench coat experience, right? Where we were like, we've got watches and we've got, sunglasses. So we said, what if we repackaged this? What if we rebranded this? What if we positioned these brands in a way that was an ecosystem and kind of a wonderful world of MyCORE? I'm going to tell you about that. But before I do, I have to share with you our values and our mission, because it bleeds into all of our brands. It makes up who we are and why we exist. It's the foundation that we stand on. It's the North Star that we look to. It's us. It's our DNA. It's our ethos. It's who we are. It's why we exist. So, our values. Number 1, walk by faith. Number 2, lead with who. Number 3, measure what matters. I could give a TED talk on all of those values individually. I just want to touch a little bit on each because it's important that this resonates with you, because that's who we're looking for. And you were asked to watch this video because chances are the person that shared it resonates with this, aligns with this, identifies with this, and they see something in you in the same way. So I'm a Christian, and that it means a specific thing when it comes to faith. But walking by faith isn't about Christianity. It's certainly not about religion. It's about the ability to operate in an unpromised tomorrow, right? In the fact that we don't know what's going to happen next. And if we're ridden with fear, we get stuck. And as entrepreneurs and leaders and growth-minded people, we can't get stuck. We have to keep moving forward. And we have to do that in community, and we have to do that by faith. And we have to walk it out. And that means that we get a good pace or a good cadence to the way that we build. We don't sprint by faith. We also don't crawl by faith. We walk by faith. Leading with who is this shift where it's really more about who we're doing this with and who we're doing this for and who we are becoming and unbecoming in the process. That's our magnificent obsession. That's our MO. And it's served us really, really well because it gives us the energy to sustain through challenges and through obstacles and through hurdles. We do that individually and we do that collectively. And if you're the type of person that says, I dig people, I'm about the human condition, I'm about community, then chances are this is for you. Now, our third value, measure what matters, is really important too, because this is where we infuse accountability, structure, crossing T's, dotting I's, barometers, yardsticks, metrics, dashboards. We're not just out here doing interpretive dances or sharing all our passion. We are a very structured organization. And we do that through objectives and key results. That's our operating system as we measure what matters. So that's a little of our core, a little of who we are and the foundation that we stand on. It's on that foundation that we look off to our North Star, our mission to be the world's most people-centric company. I'm so proud of this mission. I love that it is an ideal, and I have heard that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So I wanted to make sure that our mission was a worthy ideal, that we could measure whether we were getting further away from it or closer to it, and that every day we could wake up inspired to champion for people. And it's served us in so many ways, and not just because it sounds nice or because it's altruistic, but it really becomes a guidepost. It becomes a blueprint for the way that we decision make and the way that we journey together and the way that we continue to construct this thing called MyCORE. So this is a good time in our little talk here to check in on how you're feeling and say, is this vibing with me? Is this up my alley? Am I picking up what Nathan's putting down? If not, hey, don't waste any more time. Stop the video. But if you're saying, I'm digging it, will you please go back to the tangible things that you do in the marketplace, that ProfitChair and MarketChair? I want to learn more about that. Awesome. So here's what happened. I'm literally sitting on my chair about 18 months ago, thinking about ways that we might reposition and rebrand and repackage these solutions. And I think, well, AI and the AI boom is a big part of what we do. It's in the technology that we're bringing when our service is meeting our partners and providers' software. So what are words that already have the letters AI in it, like pain and gain and train? And then I'm sitting there on my chair, my CHAIR, thinking, wait, MarketChair. Oh my gosh, has nobody put these words together? That sounds like MarketChair and ProfitChair. And I had another light bulb moment. So I text my chief brand officer, Kenya, and she goes, Nathan, that is so dumb. I think it's going to work. I'm like, I know, right? And we go buy all the domains and claim all the social media handles and accounts. And it was just just divine download in this moment. Now, today, we have this ecosystem of brands. MyCORE, not just the entity, the all-encompassing entity of MyCORE, but the brand MyCORE. This shield is really the storyteller of the full MyCORE world. I won't go too much into this right now, but to give you a little bit of a teaser on where MyCORE is going, MyCORE was made for Main Street. MyCORE is made for Main Street. And what we've recognized is that Main Street media is where we want to occupy our space. It's where we want to land and expand. Because mainstream media, big media, legacy media is dying, it's dead, it's over. And now the new media, the new terrain of media is a microphone and a camera and a creator. It's a podcast. It's a blog. It's a self-published book. It's all the ways that you can express yourself. You can tell your story. You can tell other people's story. And you can do it in this really cool decentralized way. So we've chosen to cross out mainstream media and to bring to life Main Street media. And wouldn't you know it, there's businesses all along Main Street, right? And those businesses need to be shielded up with our people ops solution and our digital marketing solution. So you can go to our websites, ProfitChair.ai, MarketChair.ai. The MyCORE website houses all of that. And you can go down the rabbit hole. I encourage you to do that. But in just a final few moments, I want to talk to you specifically as to why you might want to consider coming on board as what we call a business advisor and taking this brand, taking these brands, taking these solutions to market and shielding up Main Street with them. A couple things you would need to have. Number one, you'd have to love people. You would have to love growth in yourself and growth in the people around you. You'd have to believe that all ships rise with the tide and that the better somebody else is, the better I am. That I'm more of a giver than a taker. And you got to be willing to grow your skills alongside your mindset and your skill set and your tool set, because you're creating this asset called MyCORE. And the way we compensate it is pretty exciting. We will pay upfront commission to you as you co-create a business with MyCORE. So you go to market, you share our services, you share who you are. We encourage you to lead with who you are, to go to your existing community, to go to your existing relationships. And here's what's exciting. Even though we build it for Main Street, we're a fully remote company operating in all 50 states and in Canada. So you can build a business all over North America. And we're already starting to open up in other countries. So eventually global, right from the comfort of your home, right from the palm of your hand. You can work from anywhere. So we want you to build local and build national and build global. So think local, but build global, okay? So what we'll do, because these services are subscription-based, and we have this secret sauce that is really like the mother lode, it is that each of our clients on both brands, ProfitChair and MarketChair, are assigned a single point of contact. We call it their people advisor, and we call it their marketing advisor. And this is huge because this person, the client, can call, text, email, send a messenger pigeon, a smoke signal, you name it, right? However, shoot a flare gun off. And that's crucial because it builds this bond between the client and the people advisor, the client and the marketing advisor, and you as what we call the business advisor. You're not involved in that account management. You're not involved in Sherpa and guiding them through those very complex issues. That's what they do as W-2 employees and in-house on our experience team. What you do as a 1099 of MyCORE is you co-create this book of business. You co-create this book of relationships. And we will pay you handsomely up front. And then most importantly, if you haven't heard anything I've said up to this point, pay attention to this. Residually, monthly recurring revenue for the life of the client in very, very generous percentages. So to just kind of land the plane, because I get pretty excited in case you couldn't tell, I want you to first and foremost check in with whether who we are and why we exist resonates and aligns and is congruent with who you are and what your purpose is. Because if that's not vibing, if that's not connecting, there's not a whole lot to talk about. Then I want you to start thinking about the people that you know, the local businesses that you interact with, the friends and the families and the colleagues. You've maybe heard before that your network is your net worth. So think about your existing network and then think about how massive the market is. In America, there are 6 million businesses under 100 employees, these main street businesses, and they need what we bring to market because in most cases, they're owner operators and they're wearing multiple hats. They're running around like a chicken with their head cut off, and they can't seem to really break through because their business owns them. They don't own their business. We come along and we help them really work on it with them. It's a really, really powerful thing, particularly at our price point. And then you will be building a book of business that pays you and your family residually for the life of that client base. And that's pretty exciting because this isn't about selling a product. This is about innovating and revolutionizing a process, right? A part of the process that is what's log jamming so many businesses. And we come in and we bust that up and we streamline the workflow and we can really affect change in that business. So I hope that's a good kind of read and a good feel for MyCORE and for ProfitChair and for MarketChair. Get back to the person that invited you and say, hey, I want to learn more. I'm totally interested. I feel like this is up my alley and I want to see that compensation plan. He said big dollars. I want to see them. Awesome. Appreciate you guys. Hope you come part of our community. Look forward to all of your success. God bless.